Inside of Blender, there's objects called curves that are extremely useful in a variety of situations. For example, you can take text and you can align it along the curve, and we'll see that in future videos, along with some other functionality. But in this video, we're going to be using the curves to trace out complex shapes and basically make printable geometry. To start, we need to go over a fundamental functionality of these curves. So inside of Blender, if you hit Shift A, you can see Add Curve. There are a lot of different curve types, but we're going to focus on Bezier and Circle. So let's go ahead and add a Bezier curve here, and you can see it creates a fun little shape. This is not a mesh, it doesn't have edges or faces, it does have vertices, but not edges and faces. So it's a curve, and if we tap into edit mode, we can see its differences. So as we look, it does have these vertices right here that you can move with G, and you can even extrude them with E, but you'll notice that they also have these long segments, and at the end of these segments are more vertices, which we refer to actually as handles. And you can select these handles and move them. Now as you do this, you'll notice that moving the handles actually moves the whole segment. As you move the handles further or closer away, you can increase the size of part of the segment, but it's independent between the two handles, so you would have to select the other handle if you wanted that segment to be longer. So what's really going on is between these two vertices, the curve is trying to interpolate between these handles and these segments. So if this handle is really long, the curve will try and follow that length as well as it can before it needs to start to follow the length of this segment right here. And as stated before, the further away the handles are from the vertice, the stronger the influence it has on the curve. And so the closer you get, the less influence this handle has on the curve. Now these handles are linked to one another, but if we ever want to move them independently, we can do that as well. Let's go ahead and add some extra vertices by doing E extrude, and then just kind of moving these until we get the shape that we more or less want. Now with the vertices selected, hit V, and you can see a bunch of different handle types. By default, the handle type is set to align. We're going to go ahead and change this to free. Now, we can see that we can actually move the handles independently. And this is great because it allows you to have more hard edges instead of the smooth curve. Let's go ahead and do that again so that we can see what that looks like. And again, I'm just hitting V, and then in the handle type, selecting free, and then just moving these handles with G. If you ever want to change it back to align, simply select the vertice, hit V, and then select align, and you are good to go. Now that's only two different handle types. There are a lot other ones, but those are kind of outside of the scope of this lesson, and so we're just going to stick to aligned and free. Now what we want to do is also look at the curve circle, so hit Shift A, add curve circle. Now as I tap into edit mode, you can see the circle is just basically a connected curve that has been moved so it aligns as a circle. If you select the vertices, you can move the handles. It is basically the exact same thing as a curve, except it is closed, meaning each vertice connects to two other vertices, making basically this loop. I can select a vertice and delete it, but it doesn't break the loop, it just deletes that one vertice. If I want to break the loop, I need to select two vertices and then hit delete segments. If you ever want to reestablish the loop, just select the two vertices and then hit F, and it'll close the loop. And now the last thing we need to know about curves is how to basically change them back into geometry. So simply out of edit mode, select a curve, and then depending upon your mouse setup, I can just right click and then go convert to mesh, or you can do a search functionality and then do convert to mesh. If I tap into edit mode, I can see this is no longer a curve, but it has vertices and edges. If I select everything, I can hit F to basically close that face, and then E to kind of extrude and give that depth. And now that we understand this, let's go ahead and actually trace something out. My kids really like cats, so I'm going to make a cat kind of like pendant or something that I can hang on my kid's backpack. So what we're going to do is hit 7 to go to top view, then click this pencil right here, and you can draw out anything you want. So I'm going to draw this cat, and obviously I'm going to time-lapse this so you don't have to watch me draw this wonderful cat right here. Now, if you're not as good of an artist as I am, with this brilliant cat here, you can always just import an image by going Shift A, add image, and then importing an image you want. Now with the cat drawn, I'm going to select right here to go back into selection mode, and then I'm going to do Shift A, Add Bezier Curve. Let's go ahead and hit 7 to go to top view, and then tab into edit mode and move these vertices to where we want them to be. You'll notice that this blue is really strong and it kind of covers these vertices so it's hard to see, so tab out of edit mode. Go back to this pen right here, and then there's this note option where we can change the opacity down to where we want it to be. Go ahead and go back to the select box option, tab back into edit mode, and now we can edit it. Here's a sharp turn, so let's hit V and then go to free, and then I can move this handle so it's a sharp turn. But you'll notice as I extrude another one with E, it keeps the free handle. So let's hit V and change that back to aligned. And now we can move this just like we were. Now I'm going to go ahead and speed this up because it's going to be very boring to watch me basically extrude with E, move with G, and right there you saw me scale with S. But besides that, and changing it between free and aligned, I really don't do anything fancy here. And so as you watch this, everything is me just basically tweaking. It's not really a science, and you can just kind of play around with it. The only really fancy thing I do, besides switching between free and aligned at sharp turns, is at the very end, you need to remember to select 2 vertices and hit F to close the loop. So right here. And now as we see that, I can tab out of edit mode, and there is my curve that looks like that wonderful cat. So what I want to do next is convert this to a mesh, so I can right click to convert to mesh right there, or I can do the search functionality. Now tab into edit mode, and you can see that I have all those vertices. Fill it in with F, and then E to extrude that down like that, and then I've got that. Now let's say I want to maybe get some face right here, right? Now I could use meshes to do this, but since this is a video about curves, let's use some curves. So let's go ahead and hide this with H, and now Shift A, add Bezier Curve, tab into edit mode, and I'm going to time lapse this once more, but basically I'm going to just be making this nose, and then adding curved circles as well. Notice, if I'm tabbed into edit mode, I can actually add multiple curves within that same object. And so here we have 2 circles and then 2 curves all in the same object. So let's tab out of edit mode, and then convert this to mesh by doing right-click, convert to mesh. And now as I tab in, I can select this eye with L, and then hit F, and then select this with L, and then Shift L, and then F, and you'll notice that I can actually fill in multiple faces at the same time. Now this mouth, I kind of want it to have some thickness, right? So I'm going to extrude this out. Now I need to, first of all, only select it, so L, and then E to extrude, and just move that down just a little bit. And you'll notice that I can also change these vertices if it's not perfect, so I'll just zoom in right here, circle select, middle mouse button to unselect these, and then I can just move this really easily. And then I can also select that, and then G to move that down as well, and then E to extrude that down, and then tab out of edit mode, Alt-H to unhide that, and then I can move this with G to move, and then Z to constrain along the Z axis. And now I have a nice little cat, but I need a way to attach it to the backpack, right? So let's go ahead and add another curve. So Shift A, add Bezier Curve, and I'll time lapse this as well because it's going to go really fast. But basically, I'm just going to make a little bracket that I can put on the back of the cat there, so that it can fit with on like a keychain or anything like this. Now, obviously this isn't gonna be perfect because I'm going very fast, but you can make this as precise as you want, or you could even box model this with meshes instead of curves. Now I want to print this, so I want this to be flush on the print bed. So let's move this down so it's flush by doing snapping. So up here by the magnet, you can snap to edge, and now I can turn that on if I want to, or with it off, I can hit Control while moving. So G to move and then Control, and you can see that it snaps to that edge right there. Now we need to go ahead and make sure that it is inside, so hit G and move that in, and now it's going to be one solid object that I print, and that looks like a nice little key loop that I can print off for my daughter's backpack. And now we're done with the video. In the next video, we're going to be talking about SVGs, or scalable vector graphics, and how to basically convert any black and white image automatically into curves using this format. I'll see you in that video.